Good morning, Cornell. This week you are going to be reading some stories in your packets or online. And so I'm going to read the story to you for this week and help you with sounding out some words, reminding you of some things that we have learned in our class. If you can read these stories by yourself, then I encourage you to do that, to go ahead and read the story alone or with someone at your house. But I'm going to pull up this week's story, and you can find these on the website that the school sent out. So let me pull up this story. Okay, this is this week's story. It's going to start here. It says birds build big. So you're going to read together to find out the main topic of the story, what the story is mostly about. And then after the story, there are some questions that you can answer. So if you scroll down, it gives you a little overview of what main topic is. And we've talked about main topic before, like the main idea of a story. The main topic is what the book is about. So while you read, you can think about, what is this story telling me? What am I learning from the story? And it also wants you to look at what key details there are. So a key detail is something that you learn from the story that points back to the main topic. Okay. Today's story is called Birds Build Big by Amy Kraft. When you see by, it means she is the author and she wrote the words. Birds Build Big. Before you start reading, you can go through and look at the pictures of the story. You can see this looks like an apartment, a tree with maybe like a nest. We do this when we do guided reading. We look at the pictures first. We go on a picture walk. So that's just basically what you're doing too. I see the nest again. Keep scrolling. Now I see some birds. I don't know what they're doing. Flying, working. I don't know. Have to read to see. Ew. See a snake? Y'all know I hate snakes. Keep scrolling. Now I see a tree again. This looks like maybe the nest. And that's the end. So if you go on a picture walk, maybe that'll help you figure out what this story is going to be about. All right, let's go back to the cover, Birds Build Big. All right, before you start reading, let me remind you that anytime you're reading, remember to look first for your sight words. And there are a lot of sight words in this story. The word have, you, in, and, it, is, some, this, to, they, are. So all these words you already know. In, the, in, little, one, lots of sight words. So if you have a packet, you can maybe go through and like circle these or highlight these, whatever you want, underline them. Also, let's go over some of the chunks and phonics rules that we learned about. Remember, ing says ing. Th is a digraph. It says. Remember, there's some sneaky E words like ache, make. Sneaky E makes the A say its name. AY is a vowel team. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. Here's another vowel team. EA makes the long E sound. The first vowel does the talking. Some of you at my guided reading table were learning about R-controlled vowels. And so if you see IR, it'll say let's see what else. This is another sneaky E word. E's, B's. We also learned IGH. Some of you learned that IGH makes the long I sound. So if I sounded this word out and chunked it up, it would be might. Okay? So if you can read this story, I encourage you to go through and do your best by sounding out these words, chunking them up, thinking about all the things that we have learned at guided reading, either at my table or Miss Caldwell's table. Okay, I'm going to read this story. So if you want to listen to me read it, then listen. And if you want to read it by yourself, now's a good time. You can stop this video and you can read the story and answer the questions by yourself. All right, I'm going to read the story. Birds build big. Have you ever been in an apartment building? It is a big building with many small homes inside it. Some birds make nests this way too. They are called weaver birds. Weaver birds live in the desert in Africa. These little birds build big nests. More than 400 birds might live in one nest. Each bird family has its own room. The birds make tunnels to connect the rooms. The nest is like an apartment building. Weaver birds work together. They use straw to make a nest. Straw is like kind of like grass. The birds stuff straw into the sides and bottom of the nest. This makes the nest bigger. The birds work on a nest for years. One nest might be as big as your classroom. Imagine our classroom full of a bird's nest. A big nest protects weaver birds and their eggs. Snakes and hawks, a hawk is a type of bird, want to eat the eggs. The sharp, spiky straw in the big nest keep them away. The spiky straw keeps the snake out. The big nest makes shade that keeps the birds cool. Feathers and grass in each room keep the birds warm. Rain runs off the slanted roof. Slanted, if you look in the picture, it means like not straight, but slanted. The birds stay dry. Weaver birds know how to work and live together. They know how to build big. A big nest protects weaver birds. The end. After you read the story, then you can come answer these questions. What are inside both a weaver bird nest and an apartment building? Many people, weaver birds, or small homes? How many birds live in a weaver bird nest? One, many, or two? And how do weaver birds build their nests? Weaver birds work alone, weaver birds work together, or weaver birds work in classrooms? The next question says, what makes the nest a safe place for weaver birds? The nest is made with sharp, spiky straw. The nest has many eggs inside it, or the nest is home for hundreds of birds. So which one would make it a safe place? How does the nest keep weaver birds dry? The nest makes shade, the nest has feathers, or the nest has a roof. And what is the whole text mostly about? Weaver birds learn to live in the desert. Weaver birds like living in apartments, or weaver birds build and live in big nests. So this question number 6 is the main idea. What is it mostly about? So after you read that, you can go and answer these questions. I would love for you guys to try to read this story by yourself and then answer the questions. So I hope you enjoy the story about weaver birds. And I will be back to read you the next story.